All right, we're here with Julien Leblanc. What's your fighting nickname, by the way? I never knew that.
I don't have one.
You don't have one? He doesn't need one. He's the Leblanc.
Exactly.
That's
the
it.
LeBlanc.
Just finished a great training session, and we just wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about what we're doing with the academy, what we're doing with Julien's fighting career, and how it's working for him. So, Julien, what was it that made you want to start with us and all of our talks when I approached you on Instagram and all that kind of stuff? What was the stuff that we talked about that made you want to try this and implement this in your life?
So first and foremost, I've been doing martial arts for the past 16 years. So it's really hard on the body, first of all. Second of all, doing martial arts, if you want to perform at a high level like I am right now, you need to really do everything outside the gym perfectly. And that being said, I'm being honest with all of you guys and with myself too. When I was a little bit younger, I was kind of cutting the corners, right? I was not maybe having the best nutrition. I was not maybe having the best hours of sleep. What I was doing outside of training, I was still focused, still training 3 times a day, never missing training, but everything outside of it was missing. That being said, during my career, I've had a lot of ups and downs, but it's all my fault because I was getting injured because of my fault. Because like I said, I was training like a pro athlete, but everything outside was not like a pro athlete.
The lifestyle didn't match.
The lifestyle didn't match, exactly. For sure, it was better than, I can say, someone that's not training, and I was for sure like maybe doing it 60%. But if you want to really succeed, you got to do it 100%. And so that being said, I just did a comeback fight after a big injury I had. I had surgery in 2021. It was a big recovery of more than 1 year. After that, I did my return May 2023, so 1 year and a half almost ago. I won my fight, but what I saw in my fight, it was a really hard fight. It was a tough opponent for a comeback fight, but what I want to say is that I didn't feel like I was at the best of my shape. I still went on, did my second fight. So it was actually not my second fight, but it was my ninth pro fight back in October. And I was not working with Justin yet. So I still felt like I was not in my best shape. Like I was looking at myself on the cameras after and was like, there's a lot of things we can do for sure. And now that I'm 32, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of years of fighting left in me. For sure, I have a lot of years of training, but I don't have a lot of years of fighting. And my goal is really to make it to the highest level. And right now, I'm that close. So I was training for my 10th professional fight back in May. I was in Florida. Justin wrote to me on Instagram. So we've met at the Patno Martial Arts where I train in Gatineau, where I train, and I've always been training here. I go sometimes to do part of my training camps at Kill Cliff FC in Florida, big gym with a lot of UFC fighters and the cream of the cream, right? For the martial arts. So Justin wrote to me and he's like, hey, we've met at Patno. Yeah, I know who you are. He's like, hey, I might have something for you to help you. It's all about health. And another thing I didn't say is that I have a kid now. Before having a kid, I was maybe not concerned about what I put in my body. I didn't care. Oh, whatever happens, happens. Now that I have a kid, I'm concerned of everything I put before having a kid in my body.
Absolutely.
And also I'm concerned about living a long life and living a healthy life because I want to see my son grow up. He's everything for me, right? So he's changed my life. He's changed my way of thinking. But I knew I had some work to do to get back those years that I lost and also to be ready for me getting older, right? So I've talked with Justin. He's like, hey, when you're back from Florida, I have something for you. So I went to meet him. It was only like, I think 10 days before my fight,
something
right?
like that, yep.
10 days,
not
like
much time,
10 days before my fight. And he presented me the plan. He presented me the water. So we started on the water. For sure, it was short to do a big diet and to do the food because I was fighting 10 days later. But he told me, just with the water, you'll see a big difference.
Huge.
And just after 2 days with the water, I did a 25-minute round with nonstop, and it was like 6-7 days before my fight.
And you guys should have seen him after. He was like amped. He could have done it over again at least 2 times.
Yeah, honestly, like my 2 partners, because I had 2 guys switching on me like back and forth, go, and they were dead. So that's why we stopped, because they were like, hey, you're too crazy, man. I don't know what you're taking, but you're off, okay? We're off, sorry. So that being said, I was like, okay, let's go. And I felt amazing in my fight. Had a big knockout, so it was very good against a very tough opponent. It was my 10th pro fight now. My record pro is 8 wins, 2 losses. So we're getting there, right? But that being said, the hard work is just beginning. So we started to really work after my fight. I took a little month off. Then we started to really work with the diet, clean my gut, not only taking the Kangen water, but really like focusing on everything that 100%. I put in my body.
A total holistic approach. It's the diet, it's cleaning his body, it's just doing the natural things that we know how to do for people with different conditions and diseases, but applying it to a sports nutrition perspective so his body on the inside can perform as good as these hands do in the ring.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm super, super lucky because Justin and his wife, Elle, they offered me something that I gladly said yes. And it's not for free, but it's 100% worth it. And I think everyone should do it if you got a budget. But they now make my food. So I get my food delivered every week, every 2-3 days they make me food. Tonight, I told Justin before training, because I already had 2 trainings, I'm like, hey bro, I'm just gonna do the drills and train 1 hour tonight. I'm already feeling really sore, and he brought me an amazing protein pancake. He's like, hey, we know you had a big day, so
and this is not like some Kodiak pancakes. We're talking homemade. This is bioavailable. This is clean, and it's delicious. Very good.
But that being said, since we started working together, my everything inside feels better. My sleep is better. My recovery is better. I feel better. I feel less sore when I come to train, and when I have like big days like today that I have 2 trainings, I feel really less sore. For sure, my nutrition is super, super better now that these guys are taking care of it.
For sure.
And another thing I'm gonna say, and it's funny, but Saturday, when I was walking to the gym, it was for the kids class. My son just started to do Kung Fu. And there was an old teammate that I didn't see for many years, whose son is also doing Kung Fu here. So anyway, that being said, I was getting out of my car and he was parking like next to me, and he got out of his car and I didn't see him. He's like, oh shit, Jules. And I was on a tank top, but he's like, are you on juice or what, man? Are you on steroids? I was like, bro, no, I'm not on nothing,
on natural
bro.
steroids.
Natural steroids.
Just a better lifestyle.
But exactly, better lifestyle, and just, like I said, man, if you want to get to the top, you got to do everything. And this 100%. Is a big thing that I was lacking before, but right now I know where I'm going, and to have those guys with me helping me do it, it changes everything, and I'm really grateful to have them. So I honestly suggest you guys, anyone that wants to get higher, even if you're working in a computer at the government, it's not a problem. If you want to get better productivity at your work, better productivity at home, better productivity if you play soccer, hockey, even if it's for fun, anything, or if you're a professional athlete, it doesn't mean that you have to be a fighter to work with those guys, right?
100%.
So if you want to have a healthy lifestyle and just to be healthy inside, right? Because the outside of you, it's easy to look at someone and say, oh, he's super healthy, but maybe inside he's all dead, right? Maybe inside he's 60 years old. My goal is to be 20 years old inside when I'm 40. So that's what we're working on, and I already see big difference. So I said, I saw a big difference with the water. Now that we're on the food and everything, it's a game changer.
Awesome. And like I said, guys, it's just taking the stuff that we know that works, the stuff that makes you live longer, the stuff that makes your heart stronger, your brain more hydrated, your brain more nourished, all these things, and applying it into the ring. Because we're talking about a guy that gets hit for a living. He gets punched in the face and gets paid to do it. And that requires a lot of damage on his body, a lot of damage on his joints, his wrists, his knees, everything. And if he can be a superior machine on the inside, his talent and his skills in the ring, they can flourish much more than they could before. Because he doesn't burn out quite as fast. His heart doesn't have to work as hard in the ring. His blood's cleaner. His muscles don't produce lactic acid quite as much. All the stuff that we talk about from a holistic health longevity perspective, but putting it to performance and performing in the ring. And as you guys can see, I mean, you're out of the handsome horse's mouth right here. This stuff just works, and this is just the beginning.
No, it works 100%, and like I said, for me, it was a no-brainer. Like, I want to be healthy. I want to see my son live. So
totally.
And I want to win also. I want to be in the UFC. My next fight is a big one. So I want to go to the next level. So I'm doing it with those guys.
And I can tell you right here, right now, these guys that Julien fights next, they're not going to know what's coming for them. It's the people that he has competition with before. It's not going to be competition now. There's going to be guys that might perform better than him. They got a stronger punch. They got a longer legs, whatever. But his machine, the body that he fights with, is going to be so much superior on the inside. They won't be able to compete. Yeah. They just can't. They can take whatever drugs, they can do whatever training they want to do, and they will not be able to last as long as he can. They will not be able to maintain focus as long as he can. and we're going to prove that every fight coming up. You guys are going to get to see it right here, right now.
100%. November 1st on UFC Fight Pass, Unified MMA. I'm the main event.
Absolutely.
Make sure to tune in, guys, and you'll see.
It's going to be awesome. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
See you.
Let's go.